Hi, this is Sarah Blue with bnetTV.com, and we're at CTIA2009 in Las Vegas, and I'm joined by Dave Nowicki from Airvana. Dave, how are you today?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. So we've interviewed you guys before, but just for our new viewers, give us an overview of Airvana.
Sure. Airvana really got started in mobile broadband, so we were doing mobile broadband everywhere since really the year 2000. Now mobile broadband is quite popular, and now not only have we been providing great coverage and so forth for our customers outdoors with macro base stations and macro controllers and so forth for the macro cells, but now we're doing the same thing indoors. And in the indoor environment, you need a different solution. And the solution that we're proposing is called the Femtocell. And the Femtocell comes in different flavors. There's the UMTS Femtocell, CDMA Femtocell. But effectively what it does is it gives you full coverage in your home. It also gives you 5 times faster speeds in terms of 3G data speeds. And in addition, it also provides capacity offload for the operators. So the operators get great coverage, and they also get great capacity. And when they create that experience, effectively they can start to do services and applications as well, now that they have a platform in the home. So now that they have a Femtocell platform in the home, they can start to offer services to their customers, and that's an additional benefit for the operator.
And so that's really what you're doing here at CTIA this year. Why don't you go over some of the services and applications that you've got going on?
Sure. So the first service is what we call home playback. So the idea is you're out and about in your mobile life. You're taking pictures. You are taking in music, you're taking a video, for example. And oftentimes, all that stuff is lost on your smartphone. You can't do anything with it when you get home. It often sits there, and you never get to relive those experiences. But with the Femtocell, it can bridge the divide between the mobile world and the home world. So what I mean by that is it can talk the language of the mobile phone, can also talk the language of the connected home. So when you get home, you could instantly relive those experiences. So what we're demoing here at the show is with an iPhone, we have an application effectively where we can type in text and take a picture, which we did just a second ago, and from the iPhone it can be sent directly to the Femtocell, which is right here. And then from the Femtocell, it's sent here into the connected home, and one of the devices which is connected to this is this picture frame on the wall. So you can see the picture frame on the wall already has a picture of the two of us talking.
And don't we both look good there?
Oh, you bet. We'll work on the resolution in a moment. Absolutely, what it means is that a picture can go straight to the picture frame here, and then as well we could also print it directly to a printer, we could put it on any screen in the house, we could play music back, we could have a video playback. So it's this instant reliving of things from the touch of a button on your cell phone, not having to do something complicated with a PC, for example.
And really the convergence of the mobile phone, the PC, the web, all of that coming together with the Femtocell. You also have something else that I thought was pretty interesting. What else do you use the Femtocell for?
Sure. So that first application that was the bridging, and it's also an example of local breakout, which means that the traffic is going directly from the phone to the connected devices and not on the operator's network. That was the first demonstration. The second demonstration that we're going to do, this is a demonstration of what we call home alerts, notifications, and so forth, and we're going to do this with an SMS alert. And what this means is that the Femtocell is the only device in the house that knows exactly who's home and who's not home based on the fact that the cell phone connects to the Femtocell, and so you know who's connected with a unique identification. So there's all sorts of things. For example, operators in Japan are thinking about using this to remind people when they leave the home that they forgot to let's say, lock their windows or turn off their gas or something of this nature. They're also using it for intruder alerts when a foreign phone comes in and you don't know whose phone it is that's getting close to the Femto and so forth. But what we're demonstrating today is something that is appropriate if you have children, for example. And this is an example of when your kids come home, you can get an alert that your kids have come home, or when your kids leave, you can also get an alert that they've left. So that's what we're going to be demonstrating today. So we have Samantha and Nicole here, Samantha on the right and Nicole on the left.
Let's go sit down by Samantha and Nicole, and we'll pretend we're their friends, hanging out on the couch. So we're sitting down here with Samantha and Nicole, and so just so I'll explain this as far as I get it.
Okay.
So Samantha and Nicole have come home. We're hanging after school. We're watching some Oprah, and you get a text alert notifying you that these two lovely children are at home, right? Okay. And then if they're to leave the area, what happens?
So when they leave the area and they get out of the range of the femtocell and they connect into the macro environment, at that stage as well, what will happen is, so we're going to demonstrate it for you in real time, right? Samantha's going to leave. So Samantha's left and Nicole still is here. And upon leaving, what's happening is Samantha's phone is actually going to register with the macro network, and when it registers with the macro network, what happens is you see that it's no longer here registered with the femto. So this is a representation of what is registered with the femto. So you can see that Nicole is still registering with the femtocell because she's still in the femto zone, we call the hubbub zone. But Samantha here is outside of the zone, so that means that her phone is no longer registering. So at the same time, I also will get an alert, an SMS alert, telling me that she's left. So we could have that set up in whatever environment you'd like, but usually, the SMS alert is the most convenient thing for people to get.
So basically, all this new technology is making it more and more difficult for children to sneak out of the house and go party with their friends.
That's exactly right. Here at the show, a lot of people have thought about this, and they've kind of reflected back on when they were a teenager, and so they've asked a lot of questions around, can you add the boyfriend alert, right? For example, the boyfriend comes home, it's a foreign phone that I don't know, can I get an alert for that? Can I get an alert for the party if there's a whole bunch of phones that suddenly connect? Can you tell me that there's a party going on in the house, and so forth? So we're already busy, coding these things into the product, so we can have those services for our operator customers as well.
I love the boyfriend alert, and I think it should include a hookup to the house alarm, so it just like sirens blare and it's like intruder. Yeah, that's not, I'm happy I'm a little bit older than this, but that's awesome technology. What's next for you guys?
Well, I think what's next is seeing these services actually come into the marketplace, right? So these are prototypes that you see here today. Operators are just deploying femtocells this year for the first time, and so they're going to get that rich coverage and capacity experience in their homes, really high speed data rates and so forth. So what's next is you see these services actually come to life. So we'll see that in 2010. That is the time that you'll actually see operators launching these services. And I'm telling you, it's moving so fast. I used to think that it was some time away before you'd see these kinds of futuristic services come to life, but operators are really getting excited about the potential, and that's why they're giving us all these requests to do a whole bunch of more things with this unique information. So it'll be seeing those things come to life.
Okay, well, Dave, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. We loved your demos. They were super fun. This has been Dave Nowicki with Airvana, and I'm Sarah Blue with bnetTV.com.